Hey, sports fans, Larry Eder here, your favorite podcast, Socialing the Distance. And we've got a real treat, Vernon Norwood. He is a New Balance sponsored athlete. He's one of my favorite 400-meter runners. He made the Olympic team in 2020, got the bronze in the 4x4 mixed. Mm-hmm. You were on the 2015 team, 2019 team outdoors medalist. Mm-hmm. You were also on 216 and 218 indoors too. So you've been everywhere, man.
Yeah, I've been around.
I love the hoodie. It's pretty cool stuff.
I appreciate it. It's feel kind of comfy.
Yeah. Now, where are you based out of?
I'm based in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I train at LSU with Dennis Shaver.
Okay, I'm talking to Coach Shaver coming up. We've been sending notes back and forth. I have that great picture of him dumping the Gatorade on his head after he won an NCAA title. It's one of my favorites. I don't think he was. Now, did he coach you undergrad too?
Yes, sir. He coached me. I only had 2 years at LSU because I came from South Plains College, junior college. So I've been with him ever since I transferred in from South Plains Junior College.
So how old were you when you first got involved in track and field?
Track and field, I started my junior year of high school. I can't remember the age. It was so long ago. But yeah, I started my junior year of high school. Didn't really know what I wanted to do in track and field. I was a basketball player all through high school. So we got kicked out of playoffs kind of early, which was unexpectedly. So I was kind of bored. I didn't have anything to do at the time. And everybody was like, oh, let's go try for track and have something to do. So I started my junior year. And I was just optimistic about the whole sport. It seemed fun. You see a lot of people. Everybody just wanted to compete. And I didn't necessarily know what event I wanted to do. So I was just doing pretty much everything they needed me to do. And I just ended up, nobody wanted to do the 400, obviously, in high school. So I got stuck with it.
So I saw on the World Athletics site that you've run an 800 in 156.67, which is pretty respectable. We ever going to see you do an 800 again?
Which is crazy is I was actually about to put out a tweet saying I'm planning on running the 800 this year sometime in the season. I don't know when, but I'm planning on doing it. But I think I ran the 800 like my freshman year at South Plains College at I can't remember. It was a small school. I can't even think of the school, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing it. Maybe I'm planning on doing one maybe this year sometime. But if not, next year for sure, I just want to try. A lot of people say I got the build for, I got the strength for. I'm like, 800 is one of the hardest races in track and field to me. It's a hard race, and it's hard to train for too. I don't think I have the mileage to like go 800 for 800 week to week, but I think I could put a pretty good one together. But I'm gonna try it out though. Either maybe look forward to sometime this year or maybe next year for sure. But this year might be just depending on how the season goes and if I have time or if I can actually get into a race for 800. But I'm definitely thinking about doing it though.
Cool. Now, where did you go to high school?
Morgan City High School.
Now, is that in Texas or where's that?
Nah, Morgan City High School. Well, first and foremost, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay, cool.
Born and raised in New Orleans. So Morgan City High School is like an hour from New Orleans, which we moved to after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. So I've been based there with my mom since 2005. But we go back and forth a lot from New Orleans to Morgan City. And so yeah, Morgan City High School is a 4-year school in Louisiana, small town, maybe like 11,000, 12,000 people in the city. So it's a small city though.
Yeah, that's like I live in Wisconsin and I'm in a town of 12,000 people. So I lived in one of 1,000 people for 7 years. That's a little too small, but about 10,000, you get enough people around to do things. So and I've seen you've run the 200. Are we going to see you run some 200s this year?
Yeah. So the ideal plan was, I told myself, I said, last year I ran a lot of 200s. I surprised myself, ended up getting a personal best was 2030. And I told myself coming into this year, I don't want to run too many 200s because I just don't like it, which is ideally not the plan to me to run many 200. Actually, I'm running 200 again this weekend. It should be a good one. Hopefully, I can get a PB. Keep my fingers crossed because I feel pretty good. But yeah, most definitely, I'm gonna definitely run like a little bit more twos. Not gonna do the 4-2 double at trials. It's just a hectic schedule, and those 200-meter guys in the U.S. is just super loaded, man. We got some of the best talent in the world, and me trying to go against the best 400-meter runners in the world and the best 200-meter world, it would be a lot on my plate, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
I understand. Where are you running this weekend?
running this weekend at LSU. It's the LSU Invitational meet this weekend. Should be a pretty good meet. So this whole month of April, I've been staying real local here. We had 4 homies here at LSU, so I just wanted to, yeah. So I just stayed local, got some races in, get some good training, saving the legs from traveling. So things been going pretty well. So last week was a pretty good race for me. I opened up my 400-meter season at 44:59 against Stephen Gardner. My training partner Tyler Terry and Matt Hudson Smith had a good race. So it was a pretty good quarter mile field. And I'll probably see those guys later down the road at some down league meets or even at trials and stuff. So I like to just stay, like right now I'm at that point where like I have the understanding, like if I can stay home and race, then I'm gonna stay home and race. Traveling and doing all that, it might take a lot out of me.
Do you do a lot? You do a lot of the Diamond League races each year too, don't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. I don't, most likely like after pretty much April when I'm got a few races under my belt here, being at home. I usually hit the road in May. Like my first Diamond League race this year is going to be Birmingham Diamond League meet, and then right after Birmingham, I'm going straight to Prefontaine. So usually everybody see. I think somebody put out a tweet said it's no race without Vernon Norwood in it, or something like that. Because I'm always racing, but I enjoy competing though. I always enjoy competing. I like running against some of the best guys in the world. So, and another thing is like once I'm in shape, I just want to race. Don't let training for me. I get real bored of training sometimes. But once I feel good, I'm in good shape. I just want to go race. I like and the good thing about race week, you only get to train like 2 or 3 days out of the week, and you just rest your body and go race. And that's one thing I like to do too.
When you compete at the U.S. Championships and you've got the rounds, do the rounds help you? Do you like the rounds in the 400?
Yes, most definitely it helps. In my thing, it gives you it just shows your grit and your fitness at the time, because when you think about it, a lot of us 400-meter runners, we are going to be in the best shape as possible. We will be in our peak, and so we all know what to expect. We all know like each round going to be a little bit different. You might got these guys running a little bit faster. So the main thing is you want to get through these rounds as most efficient as possible, so you get through all 2 rounds and get to the final and be pretty much feeling your best. Because everybody's in shape, everybody's going to run fast, but I think it helps a lot because the first round, you kind of be a little bit nervous. You get like the good nerves out of the way. Then the second round, we just keep building momentum at each round go on. And the final, we just do or die. Either it's going to come down to who feeling the best that day, most likely. Because a lot of those 400-meter runners, we all kind of run about the same thing sometimes. And we have like maybe a few guys that might separate from that little pack a little bit. But at the end of the day, it always going to come down to in the final or who actually feeling the best and who actually going to have a better day.
So you've been around on the world level since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned about racing at that level?
Being healthy. What's the main thing? Being absolutely healthy to compete at that high level. That's one of the biggest things I learned of being in this sport. You can't compete at a high level in this sport if you're not healthy, if you're not 100% healthy. It's not like other sports. They can go out there at 75, 80% and compete at a high level. This sport, you need to be 110% healthy to compete at a high level, because every time you step on the track, it's going to be some type of good performance, whether if the weather permits or if it's just a good day out there,
Talk to me about the 4x4. You obviously seem to like that. Is there, and the teams from other countries really like to beat the U.S., and you guys like to, you don't like being beat by other teams. Is it, what's your feelings about doing the 4x4 in an international event?
It's fun. Relays is the fun part of the meet. We love doing the relays. I love doing the relays. My thing is when you look at it, when you look at the dominance, you look at the depth of the U.S. So if you look at it from all angles, the U.S. have the most depth in the 400 meters. You mostly have like the top guys who run pretty fast. So we get the best 4 guys, and then usually we always seem to be the favorite because we have the best legs for the relay. So and you look at the numbers of it, like we've been dominating the relay for years, and just to do it is fun. You get all the guys to run against each other, and you just pretty much running for one another. It's pretty fun, and to walk away with a gold medal is always the goal and always a good feeling to have. But walking away with any medal, it's good. And also, I always say, like, it ain't sometimes it ain't about winning or losing, just going out there and having a good time as well. But at the end of the day, we do want to win, and that's the ultimate goal. But the main thing is fun. It's the end of the meet thing. Everybody love to see a good relay, especially when it's close. I think when it's close, when they come down to the end, come down to the last leg, I think that's one of the most best feelings in the world because it shows you like it's do or die, like who wanted more type of thing. So relay use is fun. I enjoy the relay. I even enjoy watching it. So this seeing it at a high level from college to the pro level, it's just amazing to see.
What do you think about the mixed relay, the new event that they've been putting on? Are you enjoying that?
I'm enjoying it a lot. Like I said, we ended up getting bronze in 2021. People thought, obviously we was favored to win it, whatever. But like I said, everybody at those championship international meets, they come prepared to run. So it ain't like they just gonna lay down to the US. So everyone come out there competing at their best. And Poland came out with the gold, and I think Dominican Republic got silver, and we got the bronze. And I think it's a really, really good event for each and everyone to get an opportunity to compete. And it's different too. It's rare you can see women and men sharing the same team and being able to represent on the national level. So just to have that, I think the order. I'm not sure how the order is going to be. I think they switched it up leading into this World's Year. I think it's going to be women anchoring. I think I'm not sure how it's going to go, but it's going to be interesting to see. I look forward to being on it if anything were to go. Like I said, I enjoy the relay, so if there's a chance I can run on, I'm definitely going to try to run on it and be a part of that because it was fun. I had a lot of fun last year in Tokyo when we ran it in Tokyo. It was a lot of fun. I think everybody it was good feedback too as well. I think a lot of people they look at us like, oh man, that was when you hear mixed relay, they're like, mixed what? It's like man and women. Like we ran together,
Yeah. What's your favorite leg to do on the 4x4?
My favorite, I would say third. Third leg would be my favorite, but all my career, I always been anchoring. And if there's any chance I can run third leg, I'll run it, which is never my case to be selected third. And I just think being third leg is kind of that most important leg for real because the first two legs, they got to put us out. One or two got to put us out. And that third leg, either to go get the lead leg or it's keep the lead leg. Like you separate, like it's the separation leg. And I think that's one of the most important legs on the relay, in my opinion, being a third leg, because you have to either separate or you have to go get the lead if you don't have the lead type of thing. And but I'm using the anchor leg. I enjoy both, so I can pretty much run either leg, but I would say third leg would be my favorite, but I'm using the anchor, so that's usually the leg I've been dealing with my entire career. So I have no problem with either leg, but the anchor leg just come down to you got to hold it down for your three men or your men and women on the mix.
Vernon, how do you keep from going out too fast because you got to be totally pumped up when your leg comes, right? And
it depends on the race sometimes, and also you have to be smart at the end of the day. You have to know who you're going up against. So a lot of times, you want to be as most composed. You want to be in control as possible. Because I had a moment in my career in 2018 indoors where I got out way too hard, and that was just me feeling adrenaline. I wanted to end up getting the 4x4 record too at that time. So I was a lot in my mind. I was pumped. I was like, I was more ready than physically, and then I got out too hard. Then the Polish guy ended up, closing down on me, and they ended up breaking the world record. And they got gold, we got silver. So I learned a lot from that moment. And I think that moment, calmed me down a lot. And that was 2018. But now looking into, I just look at, the position that I'm in, like who I'm dealing with. So if I get to stick around, just try to be just efficient and be fast as possible, but not go out too crazy to the point where I'm putting my teammates in a bad bind. And but I learned a lot from that situation though. So that's what I take from it.
I'm going to give you some teams, and you tell me what you think of them. Belgium, 4x4.
They're a good team. They always put together good four legs with the Borley brothers. I like to compete against them. They're a good team. They've always been a good team. They always be in the mix to sneak around and get a medal. Yeah.
What about Trinidad and Tobago?
Trinidad, they always been in the mix as well. They always put together some good legs. Rest in peace to my boy Dion Lindor, who been a close friend to me throughout my career and stuff like that. It's been fun to run against him as well. They always show up, you know, if all these guys having a good day, like in 2017, they end up getting the goal, I remember. But they usually always put together a good relay. I'm not sure too much about their depth this year, but they usually always have a good quarter group together.
What about the Polish kids?
Something about those Polish people, they always be ready to run at those big meets. We can never. They always find a way to find a way on the podium, whether it's men or women. They always get together. Some of them they good quarter milers. They just run so well together with the stick in their hand, and they always be in the mix to be in that striking distance to get on that podium. We can never count them out. They always put together a good team.
What did you think of your experience in Tokyo this year? Was it different than other championships you've been to?
My experience in Tokyo was pretty good. It was my second time being in Tokyo because we was there in 2019 for World Relays before all the COVID and stuff. So we had a good time between that. But being there in Tokyo, it was a good experience. It was hot. It was humid. The weather was good. The track was super fast. Just seeing all these other teams and all these different cultures together in one place was pretty cool. I had a good experience, like I said, for my first Olympic team, despite it being like no fans and the COVID situation, stuff like that. That was just out of our control. But the main thing was at the end of the day, we still had to go out there and compete. And like I said, I felt like I had a great Tokyo experience. We didn't do the opening ceremony, which was okay, but we ended up doing the closing ceremony, which was pretty cool, and I got to capture some memories of that. So overall, I had a pretty good first round Olympic experience being in Tokyo. I had a good time.
Cool. What do you think about the World Championships being in Eugene?
I think it's pretty good. I think it's a great chance to show the U.S. to be dominant this year and protect home soil. And there's no other place to have it than Eugene. Eugene probably have one of the best fan base in America when it comes to track and field, because at the end of the day, they appreciate and they show love to great efforts. And I think a lot of times when we go to these competitions in Eugene, they always cheer, they always being electrifying. And I think having it been in the U.S., I think it gives everybody the opportunity to represent the home country in the States, and we don't have to go far away over, go here or travel hours to go there. We could just stay at home and have that home court advantage, which is pretty good. Because I know a lot of athletes that I know, they pretty excited about it, and they pretty much will bring their A game when it's time to come in June to try to make that opening team. I think this probably would be like the hardest team to make this year, because everyone will make that. Everybody want to get that top 3 spot, making the final just to represent the home country, and being world's being in the home state. I feel like it's going to be the hardest team to make this year, because everyone wants to represent the U.S. being in Eugene. So it just going to come down to who in the best shape, who just go grit it out and just be ready to go when it's time.
You have been competing on the elite level since 2015. We get to see you around in 2028?
No. 2028, I think that might be pushing, but who knows, honestly. Who knows? That's God's plan. I'm going to leave that in God's hand. Like, if God continue to spare me life and continue to spare me, health and through that type of stuff, and then who knows what my end game will be. But as of right now, I'm taking it day by day, week by week, month by month, just to see how my body's feeling. And who knows? Like, I could say I'm gonna be going to 28 and I could be done next year, type of thing. I'm just saying, anything can happen. So I ain't looked that far yet. I'm just taking it, year by year type of thing, because I'm only 30 right now. I made 30 2 weeks ago. So I feel pretty good. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know how long I can go for. I'm not gonna put no limit on that, because I'm
Still enjoy it?
I think I enjoy it probably more now than I did my first couple of years out, because my first year, I didn't really know much. I didn't understand as much because I wasn't really big of a fan to the sport like that. But now I enjoy it more because I made a lot of new friends, and I like to see everyone do well. And I think now, like me going to practice, putting in the work, and I'm seeing the results. That's a good feeling. And even if I don't see the results, I know I can just continue to just put the groundwork in and get where I want to be at, which is pretty fun. Like I said, I enjoy competing, going to these different places and competing against the best in the world. Like it gets no better feeling than that, in my opinion.
What's the toughest workout Coach Shaver has you do?
Well, there's a few of them. I can't really, I can't really put into to think about, but it's a couple of workouts that really be sitting me down. I don't like repeat 300s, which we do in the fall a lot. That's a tough question because I feel like all the workouts be hard when you training for the 400.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now, do you do hill work too?
No, I don't do much hill work. Do a lot of sled pulls,
Okay.
but no, not much hill work.
So after your season ends in Europe, so say in September, right? How much time do you take off?
Usually like 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Mostly like 6 weeks. Don't like those 4 to 6 weeks. About 3 of those weeks, I'm not gonna do absolute nothing. Just gonna let my body just rest, chill for a little bit. Just depending on how my body felt. Like if I had like some lingering injury that been nagging me a lot, I might take a little bit more time not doing nothing and try to rehab that. But usually like 4 to 6 weeks though.
When you start in the fall, Mike? Are you starting to do repeat 300s? Is that how you guys do stuff?
Yeah. When we first started in the fall, we do like a lot of grass stuff. We only be on the track like once a week. And it depends. Like some days it'd be repeat 300. Some days for the group two guys, we'll do like a 600 ladder, like 600, 500, 400, 300, 200. We just go down that ladder, depending on the days and stuff like that. But in the fall, we do like a lot of, we be on the grass a lot, try to put a lot of mileage in throughout the week just to build up that base.
Did you ever do the 400 hurdles?
No, which I never tried it. But when I went to South Plains my freshman year, I tried to convince the coach that I wanted to do it. Like I said, hey man, I want to, because at that time, like I said, like I was excited just to be in college, just to be running track. So I was a freshman, so I felt like I could have did anything. So I said, man, I want to try the 400 hurdles. I want to do it. He was like, nah, I think you're a quarter mile. You have a better chance of doing that. And I'm pretty athletic too, but I always thought I could do the hurdles. I could say I'm not saying I could do it now, but back then it probably give me a better start to actually like doing it than learning and try to run it down. But you see these 400-meter hurdles now, these guys are insane. They pretty much 400-meter runners. That's
oh my gosh! I know.
They 400-meter sprinters this hurdling. So I want to stay away from that. But I thought about it. But I don't. Like I said, I got the build for it. So a lot of people see it. You can be a 400 hurdler or 800 hurdler. Like, both of them, the 800 and the 400 hurdles, still the two hardest races in track and field, in my opinion.
If you were not doing the 400, what event would you like to do?
If I was good at it, or just in general?
Yeah,
probably the 200 or 100. If I was elite at the 100 and 200, I would like to do those two events. If I wasn't doing the 400, but realistically, right now, like say if I had to choose between an event and it had to be the 400 hurdles or the 800.
Okay.
I had to go to one of those two.
What field event do you admire the most?
There's a lot of them. I enjoy watching the field events more than I do the sprint stuff. I'm gonna say the shot put, triple jump, and long jump. I like watching those because their energy, their competitiveness is just so electrifying. You could just feel their energy when they jump in, they throwing. And the pole vault as well. I love watching the pole vault too. That pole vault stuff is pretty amazing. Like they jump so high, and I don't think people understand how hard and technical you got to be with that stick in your hand just to go over and be fast too as well. But I enjoy watching those field events.
What's the hardest part of the 400 for you?
Hardest part for the 400, I wouldn't say hardest part, but it could be challenging sometimes. Is getting to a good rhythm in the first half of the race. This depending on if we have a strong headwind on the backstretch. That could be a little challenging trying to get into a quicker rhythm. And I say the most challenging thing is just having a headwind either on either side. Like that's like the biggest challenge. I want to say the hardest thing, but I think that's like more the biggest challenge when it comes to running the quarter because dealing with the wind on either side.
How do you deal with it when someone goes out way too fast and you know they're just gonna just fall apart? Do you let them alone?
You just let them go.
Okay.
Most of the time, you see a guy like most of the time, I ain't gonna say no name. Most of the time, you see guys that go out too hard or stuff like that. The main thing is we gotta do at the end of the day is run our race. We go into the race just to execute our race. If somebody going out too hard, hey, that's their race. Our main thing and our main goal is to always focus on our race and focus on our lane. And like I said, the 400, it's one big old stagger. It'll even out at some point. Either whether they hold on, they don't hold on. It'll even out at some point, whether it's at 300 or at 350, So I just focus on my race and just try to run my race strategy.
I get a kick out of watching you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Tell me about your philosophy on social media.
Well, my philosophy on social media is it can be all over the place sometimes. Most of the time, I just be trolling people, just be like just being annoying and stuff like that. And everybody know I just be talking smack, not talking like crazy smack like on that level, just being annoying. This all jokes. I think it's very funny. Like Twitter is a very it's a good app to be social, involved with other athletes and stuff like that. And also we gotta clear up that tweet that you put out when we was trying to tweet about Ronnie. I was like, I did not know if that was Ronnie because I was like, I thought it was funny. I was like, yo, that's not Ronnie.
No, you were great. The pic, it was Ferdinand Omanyala, right?
I was like,
but hey, I didn't have my glasses on, man. Yeah. And it was like 1 in the morning.
What was crazy to me, what was funny, because like when I first, like I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that, and I was like, damn, Ronnie looked kind of big. I even thought like it was Ronnie because like I wear glasses and contacts as well. So,
okay.
So I had put my glasses on. I was like, that's not Ronnie. And that's when I tweeted it because I legit thought it was Ronnie because I scrolled past it. And then I went back. I said, whoa, that's not Ronnie. Because I was like, damn, Ronnie looked different. So it caught me off guard as well. If I never tried to say that, I don't think nobody else would say anything, though. They probably just like, oh, well, just a little technical error in the tweet.
137,000 people saw that one?
Yeah.
So you broke Grant's record because last summer, I put a little something up about the best hurdlers after the Olympics, right? And I love Hansley. I've seen him compete, and he got the gold and all that stuff. And I put a picture up that Grant did not like, and he sent me a little note back, and then so I put 4 nice pictures of him up. Then Hansley goes, "Well, are you gonna do it for me?" I put 4 up, and then it was one of Hansley's teammates, another kid from Jamaica, goes, "Larry, you got old pictures of me." So it was 105,000 in one day, and I'd never had that before,
Yeah, and I think sometimes you gotta be a little careful because a lot of those athletes they get kind of light in their feelings about certain things. So
you gotta respect it,
Yeah, and so they get their feelings a little bit, but man, at the end of the day, you doing your job and you trying to do it the best you can. So it's good to get good feedback from them to let them know, like, so now you'll be like, okay, I could do it like this or do it like that, But Grant's a funny guy. I like Grant a lot, man. He is one of the best hurlers in the world. Like he's shown, and I love Grant, man. He's a good guy, man.
One of the other guys who loves to give me stuff is Marvin Bracey.
Oh man! Hey, next time you get you stuff, let me know because he one of my favorite guys to troll on Twitter. I love Marvin. See, a lot of people used to think me and Marvin had some type of like heat against each other, but me and Marvin are real close friends. And like,
I met him in Germany about in 2016, and he was with Lance back then, right? Coaching, and Lance was coaching.
I think so. I think around that time. I think he was with Lance.
And I just thought he was funny as can be, but he and one of his buddies was giving me trouble a little bit about the 60, and because I took Marvin's picture. I had an old picture of Marvin, so I got a new one, and then and sometimes the pictures you can get are really a challenge. And in fact, the picture of Ferdinand came from a French meet, and they identified it as Ronnie.
Yeah,
that's I'm just like, okay,
Yeah, I like trolling Marvin though. I like trolling Marvin. Marvin. He's just so easy. He's an easy target for me every time. Like I could just tweet him. I'd be like, he'll tweet something, And I just be like, "What's up, Marvin?" And he just automatically. Marvin's funny, man. It's all funny games for him, man. I like Marvin a lot. He a great competitor, one of the greatest 100-meter runners in the U.S. right now. So, you know,
He's been looking good. Now you've competed against Jareem, right? Jareem Richards.
yep, I competed against Jareem this indoors at the New Balance meet.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's
Yep,
had he had a good season.
he had
Always
a great
funny.
indoor campaign. Yeah,
He's got a good sense of humor. Last year, we got him to he broke a national record, and he was very happy that his sponsor was going to give him a little bonus, and so I gave his sponsor some trouble. You know, just got to do that once in a while too. How long have you been with New Balance?
I've been with New Balance since 2015. I came, so they've been a great company to me. I think I've been probably a greater athlete to them as well. So it's been a hell of a ride with New Balance, and
good for you.
New Balance is a great company, man. I love everything about it. The way they treat us, the way everything's handled, the cool gear, the shoes from the spikes, everything about the whole entire brand and the people that works for them. Major shout out to them for them believing in me and having this relationship with them is probably one of the best in the world. So I'm way over blessed to be representing New Balance and even running, track and field itself. So I've been with them since 2015. It's been a hell of a ride.
That's awesome.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna just stay on the ride as long as I can go.
Good. Who's your agent?
Paul Doyle, Track Diddy.
Really?
Paul Doyle, aka Track
I didn't know Paul was your guy. Okay, I love Paul.
Paul been my guy since 2015, and one of the most easiest guys to work with. He's just a fun guy to be around. He always in a good mood. He always got good energy, and he do everything he possibly can to keep our sport, in the light of like having like good competitions and stuff. So shout out to Paul. He works really hard for us, man, to put us in positions to have better opportunities and stuff like that. Yeah, Paul Doyle, man, aka Track D.
Yeah, I love him. Do you make your own schedule during the year, or do you and Paul sit down, or do you, Paul and Coach Shaver, or how does it work?
It usually go Paul and Coach Shaver. We train. We just look at the meetings or the competitions, and we just look at to see how many we want to do. Usually before trials, we usually want to do like 6 to 8 400-meter races if we can before trials and stuff like that. So like we usually just look at the schedule and see, and we go from there. And like I say, like I don't like training as much. So like when I'm in shape, I just want to go out there and just try to get my rhythm going, get some good races together and stuff like that. So usually like Paul and my coach just get together and just try to confirm it and knock off like, hey, we want to run here, don't run there. So usually it always works out in my favor where everything aligns up the right way.
When you're between the trials and the world champs, will you race during that time?
Trials and world champs. So you're saying
so the end of June and those 3 weeks between the U.S. championships this year and then the world champs, which will be. So will you get some? Will you stay domestically?
It really just depends. It really depends. I haven't looked that far into the schedule yet. But like I said, like my main goal is the U.S. trials right now. So I haven't looked past that. But once I take care of that goal, it's most likely whatever next I'm definitely going to hit, whether it's domestically or overseas. Like I don't mind traveling, I don't mind competing, but it just depends. It just depends on what's available at the time. So I have to look at that and then decide is work going overseas for this meet or is work staying home for this meet.
Vernon, you have been awesome to talk to. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, man. I don't usually do too many interviews and talk a lot. So, a lot of people are like, oh, you're quiet in person. You talk a lot on Twitter, stuff like that. I'm like, if you want to talk to me, we could usually do something together. But like, I don't really do too many interviews. I think it's like the first one I did on Zoom. I did one with Kristen Taylor on Instagram Live.
Cool.
So I don't really do too many of them. But if I can, I'll if you want to have me back on the show or have me back, I'm more than welcome.
Good luck in Eugene. We'll be thinking about you this season, and I'll come up and say hi to you in Eugene. Okay?
Oh yeah. Are you going to be at Prefontaine this year?
I'm going to try to do pre. Good.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's a smoking meat, man.
Yeah, it's going to be that'll be a little preview of what to expect leading up to World Championship. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I'll be at Prefontaine. Be there. I'll definitely speak to you. I speak to you every time I see you.
Vernon, thank you so much. Okay, we're going to end this puppy. It's this is Larry Eder, Run Blog Run, Socialing the Distance. We had Vernon Norwood today, a New Balance sponsored athlete, one of my favorites, and he tells me when I miss stuff on Twitter, which is important. Good luck in Eugene, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Hey, sports fans, Larry Eder, Run Blog Run. This is your favorite podcast of the in the universe, Socialing the Distance. And today we had Vernon Norwood, a New Balance sponsored athlete. Vernon took the bronze in the Tokyo 2021 Olympic Games mixed 4x4. He also took gold in Beijing in 2015 on the 4x4. He was on gold on the 2019 team as well. And indoors in 2016 and 2018, he was on the 4x4. I believe in 16, they were the gold medalists, and 18, they were the silver medalists. He is a master of his event, the 400. He's run 44.4 at that event. He opened up this season in 44.59, so he's looking pretty good. Trains down at LSU with Coach Shaver, who we're hoping to have on the show. A lot of people say good things about Coach Shaver. But I'll tell you, Vernon was a lot of fun. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know, a few weeks ago when the Prefontaine came out with their field for the men's 100, I was waxing poetically about it. And I was looking for a picture of Ronnie Baker, and I found one, what I thought was from a French meet. And I put it up without my glasses, and it was poor Ferdinand Omanyala. Ferdinand, I apologize, but the man who figured it out was Vernon. And he sent me a tweet, and he was cracking up, and 137,000 other people followed too. So, you know, it was one of those educational moments, which happens when you do sometimes 100, 150 tweets a day. But Vernon really understands his event. He knows that the U.S. champs in Eugene are going to be absolutely a challenge for every event. I think one of the toughest events is going to be the 400 meters. But a preview of that's going to be the Prefontaine on May 28th in Eugene, Oregon, at the renovated Hayward Field. And Vernon will be there. And I'm hoping to be there and see him as well. So Vernon Norwood, thank you again for a wonderful interview. Mike Deering, thank you for being our creative and production manager at the Shoe Addicts for Socialing the Distance and most of the podcasts done on RunBlogRun. And you, our fans, run, jump, throw today. Tell someone you love them. Stay safe.